In this video, I want to show you how to write an essay about a book of fiction, pretty much any novel. So the easiest way is, of course, to use the power of 3. So let me show you. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to ask what are the elements of any book. Again, because we want to divide the book into elements, into aspects, into different parts that we could discuss. Okay, any novel, any book of fiction will have these elements. It will have the story, it will have the plot, it will have the characters, themes, among other things. But these 4 are enough for us, for sure, because we need to only pick 2. Now, you can pick 2 kinds of these elements, basically 2 categories of these elements, 2 of these elements, and discuss one in terms of another. So let's see how this would work. Because usually I would teach you to simply identify the elements and pick one and then just use the power of 3. But in this case, I want you to pick 2 and then use the power of 3 for only one of them. Let me show you how this works. So what are some of the elements? Again, it's a story, plot, characters, themes, and I want to choose characters because I'm familiar with the characters the most. I identify with the characters. I would like to talk about the characters. And themes. Now, there are many themes in this book. There's love, religion, murder, and many others. So I'm going to pick one, and the one I'm going to pick is patricide. And patricide is basically the killing of a father. Okay, it is when a child kills a father, and that is called patricide. And that's exactly what happens in the book. Now, I'm not ruining the book for you because it happens actually pretty early in the novel. So it's not really much of a spoiler because the rest of the novel kind of revolves around this murder, this killing of the father, the patricide. Next, I want to pick 3 characters. So now I'm using the power of 3. See, I'm picking one theme, I'm putting it up front, and I'm gonna discuss this theme in terms of characters. And the 3 characters would be the 3 brothers, right? So again, the next element, I'm going to use the power of 3. So now, this is what I'm gonna do. Section 1 is going to be about Ivan, one of the brothers. The next one about Dmitry, the second brother, and the third brother, Alexei. So I'm picking 3 brothers, and I'm devoting a section of the essay to each of the brothers in terms of patricide, not in terms of other things. So in other words, I will discuss Ivan and his relation to this event. Because it is kind of a murder mystery. I mean, it is a murder mystery. So I could ask this question, is it possible that Ivan killed him? Yes or no, and why? Discuss in section 1 or in section A. In section B, talk about Dmitry. Could he have done it? Yes or no, and why? What is the possibility? Or I could discuss in other terms. Maybe I already know the outcome, I already know who killed the father, but now I want to know what might have led one of the brothers to do it. And then in section C, I would discuss the same about Alexei. Now, you can actually do this the other way around. Because you can pick any one element and then discuss it in terms of another element using the power of 3, and in this case, let's say, I would choose one of the characters. I would put Ivan up front, meaning the whole essay is going to be about Ivan. Now, previously, the whole essay was about patricide. Now, the essay is about Ivan. I'm just picking one of the characters, and I'm going to discuss him in terms of the themes. Now, one of the themes is, again, as you know already, it's patricide. Another one is romantic interest, basically his relationships with women or a woman. And next, about his religious beliefs or about religion, in terms of religion. So I'm going to discuss Ivan in terms of patricide, in terms of his relation to this event. It's called murder of the father. I'm going to discuss him in terms of his romantic interest, and then basically about his woman, about his love life. And finally, I will talk about his religious beliefs. See how this works? So this is an easy 3-step process to talk about any novel. In fact, you could talk about any even short story, even if the story is only about 5-6 pages, doesn't matter. As long as there are characters, there's a theme, at least 1 or 2, and there will be, if it is a work of fiction, of course there will be characters, of course there will be some sort of a story, and there will be some themes, at least 1 or 2. So, number 1, I will identify the elements of the novel or the short story, whatever it is, or a novella, or a play, whatever it is. And of course, any book will have a story. Now, a story is just the collection of all the events that happens. It's everything that happens in the book. And the plot is the arrangement of the events. It could be linear, or it could make a flashback. It could jump from the past into the future, back into the past, and so on. That's the plot, the arrangement of the events. I could talk about the characters, themes, literary devices, whatever they may be. We're not going to go into that right now, but just identify the elements that you really want to discuss. Now, next, just pick two of them. Pick two of them that you would really like to discuss. Any two that you are the most familiar with, that would be easiest for you to discuss. And next, finally, just simply discuss one of them in terms of the other. And use the power of 3 for only one, just like we did before. Talk about patricide, 3 brothers, or 1 brother and then 3 themes: patricide, romantic interest, and religion. Okay, hope this is helpful. See you in the next video.